for that. Well, I apologize for that. It looks like I had an issue here on my end. I have been chatting away here for the last few minutes, and I do apologize. Thank you, Ashley, for letting me know. She's also cheering on the Baldwin brothers and Flurry in the chat. And if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch, we got the chat wide open. Let us know. Again, I appreciate the call out there, letting me know that there is issues. It happens sometimes. It's computers, it's technology. I did not notice it, so thank you very much for letting me know. Currently, Ken Dean's the quickest out there at the moment here from Oswego Speedway. Of course, this is the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Street Stock Series here with the INSS from Oswego Speedway in Oswego, New York, the historic 5/8 mile track. We're going to get underway. This is my first time watching a race here at Oswego, so I am looking forward to it. We saw the points just a moment ago. We should throw the points back up there in a moment just so you can kind of see where your favorite drivers are. See, Logan Powers is your points leader. He has 2 wins. Ty Delphia not too far behind with 2 wins. Stephen Rockford sits back in 3rd. Aaron Raymond and Matt Zaccardo back in the 5th spot. And we'll leave that open so you can see where your favorite driver is currently in the top 15. As we just have a few more minutes left here of qualifying. See, about just about 2.5 minutes. Again, we appreciate you all tuning in, whether you're watching from Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcast, especially here in the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Street Stock Series, brought to you by SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. Together, we can conquer cancer. SD Ireland Cancer Research is a dedicated organization that stands as a proud supporter of cancer research with a mission to make significant impact in the fight against cancer. SD Ireland Cancer Research works to support groundbreaking research initiatives, innovative treatments, and advancements in cancer care. Up to this point, they've donated over $12 million towards cancer care, or raised, over $12 million towards cancer care. So if you can, there is a link down below in the description, and donate today. Here is Justin Prescott just making his final laps here. Coming down the backstretch into turn number 3. Oh, gets a little loose there. Coming off of turn number 3, noses into the inside wall. That's going to do it for his qualifying attempt here tonight. As we got about 1.5 minutes left. We're seeing if there is anybody else who's going to come out and make a lap. As Prescott just finishes his lap for his own pride here, coming across the stripe. Stephen Rockford and Kason Hodgdon. I'm going to say Hodgdon. I apologize if I'm murdering that. Again, we know if I'm saying your name wrong, please let me know so I can fix it. We never want to pronounce anybody's name wrong here. Of course, we're here at Oswego Speedway. Started as a horse track, 5/8 of a mile speedway. Pretty flat, turns 13 degrees of banking. Of course, one year they did run dirt here as well, but it's been a paved oval since 1962. Located not too far from Watkins Glen International Speedway as well. As it looks like qualifying has completed. We'll take a look at our starting grid for our first heat race here. Aaron Raymond going to be on pole. Jake Rout from the 2nd position. Logan Powers and Russell Peets makes up row number 2. Then Shane O'Neill and Sean Fleury back in row 3. Row 4 will be Joshua Baldwin and Jason Pelkey, followed by Frank Hughes Jr. and Kason Hodgdon back in the 10th position. Once we get the cars on the racetrack, we will get the timer up on the board. There we go. Let's show laps so we see how many laps are here. As the pace car gets rolling and the field starts moving as well, we'll have one lap before we go green here from Oswego Speedway. Already we heard him talking about it last week. This track is a bit of a cheese grater, and after practice we can see all those marbles at the top of the racetrack as Aaron Raymond gets ready to bring them down into turn number 3. Get ready to turn them loose here. As the green flag flies, we are racing here from Oswego Speedway. Down into turn 1 for the first time. Aaron Raymond, Jake Grout, side by side, door to door through turns 1 and 2. Off at turn number 2. It looks like Raymond's going to have the advantage down into turn number 3. As they start to get single file up here at the front. One car stuck up on the outside. That is the 191 of Russell Peets. Peets falling all the way to the rear as they go 3 wide with Pelkey in the middle, now falling down to the bottom, down into turn number 4. Sorry, turn number 2. Through turns 3 and 4, Aaron Raymond starting to pull away now as Logan powers down to the inside of Jake Grout to take over the second spot. Grout tries to fight back with Shane O'Neill in tow through turns 1 and 2. Little battle in the back. Jason Pelkey battling side by side with Joshua Baldwin. And Sean Fleury under attack as well. Shane Hughes Jr. is trying to make a move. Not able to make that happen. He tucks back in line. As Logan Powers still has that 49 right there in tow on the back bumper. Now everybody's starting to get a little bit more single file as we are coming to 8 laps to go here in our first heat race. Jake Grout takes a look down to the inside. Powers able to fend off that 49 for now as they come down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Meanwhile, it's allowing Aaron Raymond just to pull away. We see him out to about a 5 to 6 car length lead as they come down across the stripe. We'll have just 7 laps to go here in our first heat. Continue to stay single file for the meantime as Logan Powers now starting to pull away from Jake Grout just a little bit. And Shane O'Neill staying right there in tow as well. And Russell Peets fell all the way to the backs, lost 5 positions here on the start of the race, trying to battle back to the back bumper of the 11 of Joshua Baldwin. Let's come across the stripe, just 4 laps to go here in our first heat. Aaron Raymond out to a commanding lead. Logan Powers stays right there, holding off the 49 of Jake Grout. Already starting to pull up to the back bumper of the 25 of Shane O'Neill. Jake Grout tried to take another look to the inside of Logan Powers. It was just not close enough to make that happen as we ride along here with Jake Grout. Now we're on board here with Logan Powers as Powers continues to defend that 49 at Grout. Grout there, right there on the back bumper, trying to use the chrome horn to move the 031 of Logan Powers as we are coming to the white flag. Across the stripe here, we have just 1 more lap to go in our first heat race. Jake Rout still right there on the back bumper of Logan Powers. Aaron Raymond has checked out as he come down the backstretch for the final time into turn number 3. And Aaron Raymond will be your winner of heat number 1. Logan Powers is going to finish second. Jake Rout in third. We'll take a look at the finishing order of our first heat. See Aaron Raymond, your winner. Logan Powers in second. Jake Rout in third. Shane O'Neill and Sean Fleury round out your top 5. Frank Hughes back in 6th. Jason Pelkey 7th. Russell Peets in 8th. Joshua Baldwin and Kason Hajdan back in the 10th position. Here's our grid for heat number 2. Ty Delphia will be on the pole with Ken Zeems in the second position. Mark Baldwin, Pete Fisher back in row number 2. Then Matt Zaccardo and Justin Prescott back in row number 3. Ethan Tyrell, Andy Collins, and Stephen Rockford round out the field here in heat number 2. Down into the starting zone, the field comes. Green flag flies. We are racing here in heat number 2, 12 laps. Ty Delphia gets a great jump as Ken Zeems struggles up on that high side. He is side by side for Mark Baldwin for the second position. Baldwin trying to use that inside lane to his advantage. Right behind we see Matt Zaccardo coming through as well as they go side by side off of turn number 4. 2 by 2 all the way through the field as Ty Delphia starts to pull away. Baldwin able to clear the 90 of Zeems as here comes Zaccardo to the inside trying to get around that 90 machine, and he will clear the 90 of Zeems and get behind Joshua Baldwin. Mark Baldwin. Oh, as Zeems gets a little help there, goes around, able to hold on to it. No harm, no foul. He's able to continue on. As now Peter Fisher and the 66 of Stephen Rockford go door-to-door, side-by-side off of turn number 4. Rockford able to move ahead and into the 5th position. He's going to set his sights on the 23 of Ethan Tyrell. You see Rockford is right there on the back bumper. Here comes Rockford to the inside, makes a little contact with Tyrell as they come through the corner. They are door-to-door across the stripe. 7 laps to go, continuing the beat and bang. Ooh, Rockford gets a little loose, hangs on to it. What a save. Here comes Peter Fisher now down to the inside of the 66 of Rockford. He's going to take that position away. Who was able to gain a few positions there at the start of the race, now falling back and into the 6th position as Justin Prescott's taking a look down to the inside. Meanwhile, up front, Ty Delphia starting to get a little bit of a challenge here as Mark Baldwin is right there on the back bumper, and Zaccardo not too far behind our top 3. You can cover with a blanket as they come off a turn at number 4 and across the stripe. Just 4 laps to go here in our second heat race. Baldwin has caught the 13. Just trying to make that move. Apologize, my timing and scoring was a little funky there. Let me get that fixed up for you guys in the final 3 laps. Apologize for not catching that sooner as they go single file off of turn number 2. Baldwin has caught Ty Delphia but just not in a position where he can get around. And Zaccardo right there as well as we come to 2 laps to go. Down into turn number 3. Coming to get the white flag this time. Just 1 more lap to go. Does Baldwin have anything for Ty Delphia in these final closing laps? As they come down into turn number 3 for the final time. And Ty Delphia is going to hold off Mark Baldwin and win heat number 2. As the field gets slowed down here, we get ready to take a look at the results of heat number 2. Again, Ty Delphia gets the win. Mark Baldwin second. Matt Zaccardo back in the 3rd position. 4th is Ethan Tyrell. 5th will be Peter Fisher. Then Justin Prescott, Ken Zeems, Andy Collins, and Stephen Rockford. Rounding out heat number 2, so we take a look at our starting grid for our main event. 100 laps here. Aaron Raymond going to be on the pole. Ty Delphia going to be in position number 2. Then Logan Powers, Mark Baldwin in row number 2. Jake Kraut, Matt Zaccardo in the 3rd row, followed by Shane O'Neill starting 7th and Ethan Tyrell from the 8th position. Sean Fleury and Peter Fisher will round out your top 10. Frank Hughes Jr. from the 11th spot with Justin Prescott back in 12th. '13th will be Jason Pelkey and Ken Zeems, followed by Russell Peets, Andy Collins, Joshua Baldwin, Stephen Rockford, and Kaysen Hodgson. Looks like Kaysen has retired from the event already. As we see the field making their way off of turn number 2, pace car diving down on the pit road. And Aaron Raymond getting ready to lead them here down to the front stretch where the green flag flies, and we are racing in our main event. 19 cars rocket down into turn number 1. Aaron Raymond able to sneak out in front. He will take over the lead as they come down the backstretch for the first time into turn number 3. Logan Powers in 3rd. We got 1 around here in the back. 2 around. It's the 23 of Ethan Tyrell and Matt Zaccardo involved in this one as well. Ooh, more issues for the 23. Not really sure what happened right there. It's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night, though, as we take a look to see what happened to this one. Oh, Zaccardo makes contact with Shane O'Neill, sends them both up the track. And both drivers hard contact with the outside wall for Tyrell. Hit that wall pretty much head on. And we saw something break as he was trying to pull away here. And, I think there was a bit of netcode there as Pelkey was blinking out there as that happened. Let's bring it back just a little bit further and see if we can get another look at this one. Especially the contact here between Zaccardo and the 25 of Shane. Oh, Zaccardo was already sideways. He had to check up for Baldwin. Got that car out of shape, and then, yeah, that was the contact made. Man, what a lick there from Ethan Tyrell. And it looks like Tyrell has retired from the event already. So lap 2 incident knocks out a driver who showed some speed in the heat races and practice. As we get ready for the field to come around here. The lights on the pace car. Well, we do go off. Here we go. Field's going to re-rack, restack, and get ready to refire. Aaron Raymond choosing the inside lane. Pace car dives off on the backstretch, which means these cars are going to be all by themselves down off of turn number 3 to the starting zone. Green flags back in the air. Another great jump for Aaron Raymond down into turn number 1 as Ty Delphia and Logan Powers first and second in points, second and third on the racetrack, and Ty Delphia inches ahead of Logan Powers down into turn number 3. See Mark Baldwin stuck up on the high side, loses a couple positions as the 49 of Jake Grout goes around him. There's the 31 of Sean Fleury into the mix as well. And issues here as the caution comes out. Not sure who it is for. But it'll bring up a wreckage rewind for us. Well, I believe this is what one incident that happened here. As you see, the 68 of Andy Collins get looped around here, and turns around, gets back onto the racetrack. It showed Collins as the leader for a second before this happened, so I'm not really sure if this is what brought out the caution or if it was something else. But the lights on the pace car are off. We're re-racked, restacked, getting ready to refire already. See Aaron Raymond choosing that inside lane yet again, putting Ty Delphia up to the high side. Pace car going to take the hard left-hand turn on the backstretch towards pit road. As the field approaches the starting zone yet again. Green flag flies. We are back racing. Another great jump for Aaron Raymond. Able to pull in front here. Ty Delphia able to get in line as well as Logan Powers and Jake Grout go side by side, battle for the third spot. Powers on the low side, trying to use that low lane, the shorter way around the track to muscle in front of Jake Grout. Grout, though, fires back up on the high side as they go down into turn number 1. Ooh, a little contact with Shane O'Neill from behind. Peter Fisher had to check up. O'Neill was way out of shape for a second, able to gather the car up. You see Sean Fleury just bouncing off the outside wall while he's to the outside of Mark Baldwin. Frank Hughes Jr. in this mess as well as this gaggle of cars dives down into turn number 3. O'Neill fighting on that inside right now, trying to get around Frank Hughes Jr. Well, that's all going on. We got a battle for the third spot as now Mark Baldwin to the inside of Logan Powers. Powers way up the racetrack. Going to give that spot to Baldwin as they go down into turn number 1. Jake Grout on the high lane as well. They're trying to get something going up there, but bottom lane right now just too strong. Field comes down the front stretch into turn number 1. See those marbles all over the top portion of the racetrack. You do not want to get yourself up there and in trouble as Logan Powers continues to slide backwards. Now Ty Delphia stuck up on that high side. He's starting to fall backwards as Shane O'Neill takes a look down to the inside. Here comes Jake Rout down to the inside as well. Ty Delphia, though, we've seen him struggle, not really struggle, but fall off at the beginning of the race. Save those tires, especially as much as a cheese grater as this track can be. It's Mark Baldwin now up into the 2nd position, starting to chase down Aaron Raymond for that top spot. Peter Fisher trying to look down underneath the 13 of Ty Delphia as they come down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Jason Pelkey, having some connection issues. He has disappeared from the screen as Andy Collins has some issues here. And that's going to bring out the caution. So that brings up another wreckage rewind, and we see what happened to the 68. Pelkey right there disappearing, and just some, okay, so because Pelkey kind of disappeared right there as they were going by him, the netcode made it appear that he was going to be where the 68 was, and basically a phantom wreck right there, unfortunately. So a tough night for the 68 of Andy Collins. So the lights are back off on the pace car. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and the pace car is going to pull off down the backstretch and towards turn number 3. And Aaron Raymond leads the field yet again down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4 towards the restart zone. The green flag will fly, and we will go back racing on lap number 12. Mark Baldwin staying right there with the 88 of Raymond as Shane O'Neill now stuck up on the high side with Jake Rout taking a look down to the inside as they come into turn number 3. Door to door, side by side between Rout and O'Neill as they come off of turn number 4 down the front stretch. Rout going to move himself up into the 4th position. Got Zaccardo back on the racetrack. He's being scored 10 laps down. Out there hoping for more attrition so he can get himself some points here tonight. Logan Powers falls all the way back into the 10th position as he rides behind Justin Prescott. Here comes the 66 of Stephen Rockford back through the field. Up 7 spots and into the 11th position. You see the 191 of Russell Peets trying to work his way through the field here as well. Hard racing here in the middle of the pack. Ty Delphia, he's settling in that 7th position currently. Started on the outside pole. Now he finds himself just kind of riding. We know he likes to save tires. That way he has a run here at the end. We'll see how much he's able to save in this 100-lap event. It's Aaron Raymond out front. Mark Baldwin, Sean Fleury, Jake Rout, and Shane O'Neill, your top 5. Bit of a battle starting to heat up here as Peter Fisher Starting to run up on the back bumper of Philadelphia. A little bit of a battle starting up here between Steven Rockford and Justin Prescott as they were just leaning on each other off of turn at number 2. I see a little bit of damage to the front bumper of the 66. Oh, Justin Prescott into the outside wall. Heavy contact for the 04. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind as we take a look to see what happened to Prescott. Was there a little bit of contact there that caused him to go around? Coming down into the corner. See the 191 of Pelkey. I'm sorry, 191 of Pete's. Push up the racetrack, make some contact with the 04, which he overcorrects there hard into the outside wall. Violent impact there for Justin Prescott, and he's going to come down on pit road, see if he can get any of his damage fixed up. So I got a little break in the action here. Again, we want to remind you that tonight's series is sponsored by SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. SD Ireland Cancer Research is a dedicated organization that stands as a proud supporter of cancer research with a mission to make a significant impact in the fight against cancer. SD Ireland Cancer Research works to support groundbreaking research initiatives, innovative treatments, and advancements in cancer care. If you're able to, there is a donation link down below where $12 million has already been raised to date. Also, we can't forget about our great partners over here as well, including the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets the users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. And of course, Intensity Broadcasting and Apparel. If you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today over at intensityracing.com. Here we go, back green flag racing as the 88 of Aaron Raymond leads them back down to the starting zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are racing yet again down into turn number 1. Sean Flory looking down to the inside of Mark Baldwin as they come through turns 3 and 4. Still learning this track, I apologize. Jake Kraut makes a defensive line down to the bottom. Chop the nose of Shane O'Neill as they come down off of turn number 2. Baldwin now stuck up on that high side as they come off the corner. Sean Fleury trying to move into second place by himself, but Baldwin continues to battle up on that high side. Jake Grout now battling with the 91, trying to take over that third position. Baldwin, though, is fighting back on that high side. Trying to stay alongside that 91. We have crossed 25 laps to go, just 75 laps left in the event. Ty Delphia way back in traffic here as you see Stephen Rockford getting around the 13. And we were talking about it before, Stephen Rockford has a little bit of damage on the front of his bumper here. We take a look off the back bumper of Logan Powers at that 66 machine. He's definitely been into the back of somebody. Doesn't look like it's affecting him too much as we see Logan Powers trying to look to the high side of Ken Zeems as they come down into turn number 3. So a bit of a gap here. If we take a look here at our top 3 coming down, or top 6 coming down the front stretch here, you can see everybody kind of dialed in here. Then it's about a 3-second, almost a 4-second gap back to 7th place Ken Zeems. So we take a look here from the iRacing blimp. We can see that gap here as Logan Powers takes a look down to the inside of Zeems. You'll see as they come off of into the corner there, you can see just the tail of the field at the bottom of the screen. So a great look at just how far ahead those leaders are as they are just coming off of turn number 3 as the back of the field is entering turn number 3. See Jason Pelkey back on the racetrack, able to get going again after having some issues. Same with Matt Zaccardo back on the racetrack as well. See Zaccardo having a ton of damage to that 60 machine. He runs right behind, that is Justin Prescott, who is being scored back in the 14th position. There you see Logan Powers. Logan Powers falling all the way back. Right now he's in the 15th spot. I thought he was maybe these cars were in the middle of the traffic, but no, Powers has fallen way off the pace and into the 15th position. We'll take a look here to see if something happened to Powers. Oh, Powers had a bit of a connection issue there. He was, he disappeared for quite a bit, almost up into the outside wall. That's why he fell back as far as he did. As here comes Baldwin taking a look down underneath Jake Grout. Jay O'Neill starting to come back onto the back bumper of Jake Grout. Right now they just kind of settle in single file as they come down into turn number 1. So Everybody's starting to get a little bit more spread out. That gap from 6th place Frank Hughes Jr. now almost 6 seconds back to the 90 of Ken Zeems. As Andy Collins now trying to make his way to the back bumper of Joshua Baldwin after having some issues earlier in the race, trying to work his way back up through the field. Fleury and Baldwin here, second and third, as Aaron Raymond continues to run out front as we are quickly approaching the halfway mark. And Baldwin starting to put some pressure on the 31 of Fleury. Fleury still trying to hold off the 91 of Baldwin. Baldwin's been just a little bit quicker. If we take a look at the lap times here, Fleury able to pull ahead just a little bit again. As they are both catching Aaron Raymond at the same time. We take a look at the lap times from Aaron Raymond back to Sean Fleury. Fleury's been just a little bit quicker than that 88, starting to reel him in as we approach the halfway point. Not a lot of action on the track though. Everybody kind of settling in, single file, spreading out. We saw the from the blimp just how spread out the track is. However, leaders are quickly approaching some lap traffic here as we see Logan Powers has been able to get by a couple cars, starting to move himself back through the pack. Powers really hoping for a caution here to try to tighten the field back up to get him back in this. Right now the field really spread out. As we can see here from the spectator cam. Jake Grout back in that 6th spot, and then it is almost 5 seconds back the 90 of Ken Zeems. So that second group starting to catch the front group a little bit now as the laps wind on. Baldwin still staying right there on the back bumper. Baldwin trying to do everything he can here. Let's take a look from the front bumper here of Baldwin. Tries to take a look down to the inside of Fleury. Just not quite close enough to make that happen. So Fleury able to stay out in front. Here is off the nose of Aaron Raymond. You can see he's starting to catch that lap traffic. I believe that is Logan Powers in front of Aaron Raymond. So lap traffic about to be a factor here in these closing laps. Now, I'm sure though, Powers being your points leader is not going to give up this lap very easily. So he's running a bit of a defensive line here, trying to keep that 88 behind him. Just 45 laps left here in the event. Make that 44. We see those front brakes on the 88 of Aaron Raymond really starting to glow down into the corners. You can see that as they go down into turn at number 1 next time. Just how much these drivers are using these brakes here at this short 5/8 mile track. Change the mounts of these cars as well. It's not just as the track eating up the tires here as like a cheese grater, but all that heat from those front brakes starting to raise the air pressure in the front of the cars makes them not want to turn quite as easily. Although Aaron Raymond, now that he's battling with Logan Powers, is pulled away from Sean Fleury and Mark Baldwin. Baldwin now trying to make a look down at the 31 of Sean Fleury. This right here is the closest battle on the racetrack. Just not quite close enough to make a move down underneath or get anything going here as we come to 40 laps to go. Take you through the field real quick. Aaron Raymond is your leader. Trying to put a lap down on Logan Powers. He's got Justin Prescott in front as well. So 2 lap cars doing some battle right in front of him. Sean Fleury runs back into second position as we see Logan Powers trying to make a move down underneath Justin Prescott. Put some space between himself and the leader, Aaron Raymond. Sean Fleury sits back in the second position. Up 7 spots from where he started, having a great run here. They're trying to hold off Mark Baldwin, who sits back in third. Another great run from a driver here. That's Shane O'Neill running in the top 5 all race long, up into the 4th position. And he's got Frank Hughes Jr. right behind him in 5th. And you got to go 4.5 seconds back to 6th place. Jake Grout running all by himself because it's another 2.5 seconds back to the 7th and 8th place drivers of Ken Zeems and Steven Rockford. Rockford up 10 spots already, trying to get another one here from the 90 of Ken Zeems. Let me see Ty Delphi up way back in 9th. Thought he was just trying to fall back a little bit to save some tires. Looks like he's having some struggles here as he is way back in the 9th position and not moving forward at all. Rounding out your top 10 is the 191 of Russell Peets. Peter Fisher, who was running up front for a little while, now finds himself back in the 11th position, with the other Baldwin brother, Joshua Baldwin, back in the 12th spot. Andy Collins had a few issues earlier. Now he's back up into the 13th position with Logan Powers around Justin Prescott in the 14th, and still trying to hold off the 88 of Aaron Raymond as we see Prescott falling backwards now into the battle here between Sean Fleury and Mark Baldwin. Fleury trying to get around the 04, who's got heavy damage from an earlier incident, while trying to keep the Mark Baldwin machine behind. Finally, Sean Fleury able to clear the 04, so is it Mark Baldwin. And that's let Shane O'Neill right up into this mix as well, as he's starting to close up on our front three. Well, the lap traffic is able to give Aaron Raymond quite a bit of breathing room. He's now 1.5 seconds ahead of the second place battle. And Sean Fleury continues to hold off Mark Baldwin. Baldwin, though, starting to make a little bit of a run here at that 31 machine. Lap traffic now. The 68 of Andy Collins stays out of the way of this battle between Fleury and Mark Baldwin. And we are quickly approaching 25 laps to go. Baldwin continues to put pressure on the 31 of Sean Fleury. Got a little battle back here between Peter Fisher and Russell Peets, as Fisher has now moved himself up into the top 10. Baldwin still trying to mount a charge here as we have 25 laps to go. Shane O'Neill sits back in that fourth position, but here comes Frank Hughes Jr., who's turned it on the last few laps. Take a look at that time delta here. Hughes was able to pull back up, and now he's starting to pull back away. Or fall back away, I should say. As Shane O'Neill now trying to make his way up into the podium, as he is quickly approaching Mark Baldwin and Shane Fleury for that final podium spot. Baldwin taking a look down to the inside as they come down into turn number 1. And there's a battle for second place heating up as Sean Fleury stuck up on the high side. Baldwin to the low side. Here comes the 25 of Shane O'Neill into the mix as well. Oh, they bang doors coming off of turn number 4. Now they give each other a bit of room here as they come down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Now stuck up on the high side. Here comes Shane O'Neill on the low side, trying to take over that third position. And right behind we see the 61 of Frank Hughes Jr. trying to peek into the top 3 as well. Battle for the podium heating up. O'Neill pounds it at the inside. Now he is clear of Sean Fleury off of turn number 2. He's now locked into that final spot on the podium, but here comes Frank Hughes Jr. trying to take that spot away as well. So 18 laps to go. Aaron Raymond, though, way out in front with a almost 3.5 second lead over second place, Mark Baldwin. As they come down the backstretch, when Raymond crosses the line here, we'll have just 16 laps to go. So from a race that was riddled with cautions in the first part of the race, we've had a very good green flag run, almost about a 70-lap green flag run here. Aaron Raymond still out in front, Baldwin in second, but Shane O'Neill starting to get a little bit of pressure from behind in the form of the 61 of Frank Hughes Jr. See the 60 of Zaccardo up in the marbles, trying to stay out of the way as the field comes by. With 14 laps to go. So O'Neill still trying to hold off the 61 while he's making up a little bit of time on Mark Baldwin at the same time. Can Shane O'Neill move himself up into the second position? Gets a launch off the corner. He is to the inside as they go down in the turn. Number 3, Shane O'Neill fights to the inside. Baldwin runs up the racetrack. That allows Frank Hughes Jr. to get up into the final podium spot with just 10 laps to go when they cross the line this time. Now can Baldwin get himself back onto the podium? Has Frank Hughes got enough tires left to pull away? Been a great battle for the final 2 spots of the podium. Shane O'Neill now pulling away from Frank Hughes Jr. See the lap times there as he's actually now starting to pull back. It looked like the gap was growing visually, but looking at the times, Hughes has been just a little bit faster than O'Neill the last 2 laps. So let's see will they cross the line this time. Same thing, Hughes just a little bit quicker. Meanwhile, we've got a battle here. Sean Fleury getting beaten around back here as the 49. Jake Grout moved the 31 up the track to move Grout up into the top 5. Now we see Ken Zeems battling with the 04. This is 04 is a lap down, so Zeems going to be able to clear him as they come down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Shea O'Neill now starting to pull back away from Frank Hughes as we have, we are coming to 5 laps to go. Here's Aaron Raymond still out in front, coming up to the 191 of Russell Peets, trying to put him a lap down. We have 5 laps to go. Heard one car bouncing off the wall there, but we are still green as Raymond takes a look down to the inside to get around the 191 of Peets. That leaves just 11 cars on the lead lap. Back to this battle for second, third, and fourth. And Jake Grout now starting to reel in the 91 of Mark Baldwin in these final laps. Look at the difference in speed there that Jake Grout has. He has saved a ton of tires. Almost 0.2 of a second, almost 0.3 of a second quicker than Baldwin last time by. This time, just about a 1/10.5. As Ken Zeems and Sean Fleury are side by side, Fleury falling like a stone back into the 7th position. We have 2 laps to go. And Raymond down into turn number 3. Cross the line this time, we'll see the white flag. Just one more lap to go here from Oswego Speedway. And that 88 in cruise control off of turn number 4, down the backstretch for the final time. Through turns 3 and 4. Let's it all hang out as the 88 of Aaron Raymond finally gets a win here in the INSS SD Island Cancer Research Fund Street Stock Series. Shane O'Neill brings it home in 2nd. Frank Hughes back in 3rd. Mark Baldwin falls back to 4th. And Jake Grout, your top 5, as Aaron Raymond going to come down to the front stretch where he's going to celebrate his win here from Oswego Speedway. Donuts right there at the start-finish line as the 88 of Aaron Raymond, who's been so quick in most of these races, but then always finds himself having some troubles there towards the end. Now has finally got himself into a position here in the INSS Street Stock Series. Let's take a look at our final results. And Aaron Raymond gets the win here tonight from Oswego Speedway. Shane O'Neill brings it home in 2nd. 3rd, Frank Hughes Jr. 4th was Mark Baldwin, and Jake Grout back in the 5th spot. Ken Zeems comes home 6th. Sean Fleury falls back to 7th. Stephen Rockford back into the 8th position. Ty Delphia and Peter Fisher round out your top 10. Joshua Baldwin back in 11th. Logan Powers in 12th. Russell Peets in 13th. Justin Prescott falls to 14th. And Andy Collins rounds out your top 15 with Jason Pelkey, Matt Zaccardo, and Ethan Tyrell rounding out the field here tonight from Oswego Speedway. Already got our top 3 sitting in the booth getting ready to talk to them. We'll start with our 3rd place finisher, Frank Hughes Jr. Frank, you got Josh up in the booth. Got a copy? Oh, I'm not hearing you. Let me just check something on my end. Bear with me just one moment. I'm going to jump out of the room. I'll be right back in. Give me 1 second. Let's try this again. Frank, you got Josh up in the booth. Got a copy? All right, bear with me 1 second, Frank. I'm going to try something on my end. I am still not getting you. Let me change this here. Let's try that now. Frank, you got a copy?
Testing.
Yep, I got you now.
Man, okay.
I was something about my system here, but we got to go in now. Man, great run for you here tonight. Making up 8 spots and up into the 3rd position. Looked like a tough track out there tonight. Really eats up the tires and really spread out the field. We had all those cautions to begin with. Then the field spread out. We went green flag racing. That kind of surprised you that we went so green for so long at the end? And did that kind of help you, your strategy here tonight?
No, it didn't surprise me that it went green. Usually these guys run pretty good. It actually helped me when everybody started falling back. I was able to save tires also and just ride there when I was in seventh and just let them go out and burn their stuff up.
Well, you had again a great run here tonight. I know you've had some struggles the last few weeks, but great to see you up into the top three. Talk us through the tire saving because it seemed like again the track just was eating tires tonight, and the fall off was tremendous. What were you able to do to kind of keep the car underneath you here tonight?
I was just like basically letting off a lot earlier than what you would usually do, and then just let it roll through the center. That's about it.
Well, regardless, a great run here tonight, and next week we move down to Linear Speedway. How do you like your chances down at the little short track down there?
Usually I'm pretty good there, but we'll see. We take it week by week.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the podium here tonight. And of course, before I let you go, Frank, anyone want to thank? Any shouts you got to give?
I'd like to thank everybody here that has put this on, all the sponsors. I would like to thank them, you guys for broadcasting. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the podium. Good luck next week at Lanier, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Alrighty, thank you.
So that was your third place finisher, Frank Hughes Jr. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Shane O'Neill. Shane, you got Josh up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, struggles for most of the season, it seems like, but finally get yourself up onto the podium. What was the difference here tonight that was able to get you up here as opposed to the last couple of weeks where you kind of been struggles?
Yeah, just been struggling most of the season. Just trying to find speed and consistency is the big thing. I mean, I usually end up shooting myself in the foot at some point during the race, and no fault to anybody else besides mine. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just tonight I did a bunch of practicing before with a couple of the guys. So during the day, that seemed to help quite a bit. And I said, just from the start, I was just going to go and whatever tire I had, I had. I tried to save for the most part and ride around once. I was in like fifth, sixth ish, and see what would happen from there. And just tried to stay consistent and really back my corners up big time and not get loose. Going into the corner or even coming out. Try and save as much tire as I could.
Yeah, it seemed like that worked for you because you seemed to really turn on the afterburners there with about 30 laps to go. We saw you kind of riding in that fifth spot, and then you next thing I know, you were battling up for second there with Mark Baldwin. Did that kind of surprise you that they fell off as much as they did there at the end?
Yeah, I mean, I knew doing the practice sessions, you kind of get a better idea as to, how much the tires are going to fall off and what, kind of get a better idea as to what's going to happen. So we knew the tire fall off was going to happen tonight. With the different driving styles, it's different for everybody of how much their tires are going to fall off. I honestly, I was telling the guys we were talking in Discord with, and around lap 60, 70, my car still felt really good, and I was able to just keep marching forward somehow. And I don't know, I did something right tonight. Not sure what it was, but hopefully I can figure it out for next week.
Awesome, man. Well, speaking of next week, how do you how like your chances there at Lanier?
Not bad. Kind of like Frank said, just take it week by week and see what happens. It's another short track, tight track, so we'll see how it goes. It should be a good race.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up here tonight. I know Aaron was the class of the field. I'm sure the only thing you were hoping for there was a caution to kind of tighten up the field. So, again, good luck here. Good luck next week at Lanier. Before we let you go, anyone thank any shots you got to give?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Congrats to Aaron. He was gone from everybody. I don't know. A caution would have been a double-edged sword there. But I think I just want to thank you guys for doing the broadcast. It's always awesome to have you guys on the broadcast. Putting on a great show. Got to thank SD Ireland Cancer Research for helping us out this season, and also just thank Logan for putting this on. He does it every week, and I know it's a pain sometimes to do. And then just thank the VRT boys for all the racing that we do together. It's always fun. So thank you very much.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up. Good luck next week, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope so.
Hi, take care. Now we'll bring in our winner here tonight, driver of the 88 machine, Aaron Raymond. Aaron, you finally got the monkey off your back, getting the win here tonight at Oswego. Talk us through your race, because I know you were just a class of the field putting on a show. That car looked like it was on rails all night long, and the only thing that could have slowed you down was a caution, which we had a bunch at the beginning, and then a really long green flag run.
But yeah, this race was a lot of fun once you get going there. It was a mix of pushing to build a gap and then just saving your tires there and maintaining. And I think I finally figured out the balance of being aggressive but also saving my tires.
Well, we did see some of the lap cars kind of racing you for kind of hard there. Did that kind of worry you at all? I know you had a big lead, about a 4-second lead when that was happening, but some of those cars were battling you just a little hard. And I don't blame them, try to stay on the lead lap. But did that concern you at all there towards the end?
It didn't. It wasn't hurting me that much. I mean, he's obviously one of the faster guys, so he wasn't holding me up. It was just more of a nuisance because then you got to worry about him, and also is the dirty air going to affect you later on in the race?
Well, tonight you get the win here at Oswego. Next week we move on to Lanier. How do you like your chances down at Lanier next week?
Hopefully I can go back to back and have a good run.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win. Before I let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shout-outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank you for putting on these great broadcasts each and every week. I want to thank Logan for putting on this league, and I want to thank SDI Ireland Cancer Research Fund for helping us out here.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the win. Good luck next week, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Yep, thank you.
Have a great night. That was your winner, Aaron Raymond here, finally getting the monkey off his back and win number 1 on the season. Of course, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, we want to thank all our great partners here in the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Street Stock Series, including our series sponsor, SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund, who's raised over $12 million towards cancer research. If you can, there is a link down below in the description. Please try to donate if you can. They've, again, $12 million try to get rid of this awful disease. So check out the link down below. Of course, our great partners as well, including the Butt Kicker for all your gaming haptic needs. Check out the Butt Kicker at thebuttkicker.com. And of course, our website over at intensityracing.com. If you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, check us out today over at intensityracing.com and get a quote today. That's going to do it. As I mentioned, we'll move on to the Lanier Speedway next Sunday. So a little bit of racing throughout the week. Hopefully you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not, go ahead and hit that like button, follow, and subscribe so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcast. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, congratulations to Aaron Raymond with the win. And as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over and out.